Every year, thousands of Hindu devotees come to visit the sacred Kailash Parvat and Mansarovar Lake, situated in the China's autonomous region of Tibet from across the globe, especially neighboring country India via Nepal. Tibet is the world's highest plateau, which is surrounded by Himalayan range in the south, Karakoram range in the west, and Kunlun mountain in the north. Tibet is taken as a unique land because of its climate, height, and land structure. It has so many high mountains, and it is also the source place of many rivers like Brahmaputra, Indus, Ganga, Mekhang, Yangtze, Huanghe, and so on. Most of the pilgrims travel to China's autonomous region Tibet via Nepal's route because it is the shortest and easiest. The Managing Director of Monte Rosa Treks and Expedition Private Limited, Mr. Ganesh Nyopane, welcomed all the Indian origin Hindu guests from USA, Canada, UK, Malaysia, and New Zealand in the team coming for Kailash Mansarovar tour on arrival at Tribhuvan International Airport with Rudraksha garland and flowers. Then, guests are transferred to 5-star hotel Radisson with best accommodation provisions. In the evening time, pilgrims are taken to Pashupatinath temple for Arati Darshan. They are well guided by religious guide who clarifies them about the importance of the temple, Arati, and to have divine view of Lord Pashupatinath. The currently appeared Pashupatinath has been mentioned in the Veda, sacred scriptures of the Hindus, while other Jyotirlinga has been mentioned only in the mythological books. According to this, Tatpurus is at east, Saddhojat is at west, Bamdev is at north, and Aghor is at south, and Ishan is at upright side inside Pashupatinath temple. All these forms are lively visible besides Ishan, which cannot be seen by our virtual eyes. Next day, early in the morning, Kailash pilgrims are taken to Pashupatinath for Rudra consecration called Rudravishek. 11 Brahmins or priests prepare for fire offering home in the pavilion Mandap and do Sankalpa Puja in the beginning, followed by Swasti Bachan preaching, Nyas, Rudra preaching, and Mahamritunjay death victory puja. The word Rudra, meaning fearful Lord Shiva, has come from Rudravishek, Rudranti iti Rudri, Rudri Yoge metal. It means there is pain, violence, greed among people in this earth, and we perform religious hymn in praise of God Shiva so that he escapes people from all these miseries of life and grants justice, good health, prosperity, peace, and salvation. This is why Rudri is done for peaceful life. After completing all these rituals at Pashupatinath temple, pilgrims are taken to have divine view or darshan, the place of tallest Shiva idol Sangha. And Doleshwar Mahadev. This temple is under construction and it is regarded as the head of Lord Kedarnath. Then, pilgrims are taken back to their hotel for a meal and to take some rest. We move to Tribhuvan International Airport to fly to Nepalganj. From Kathmandu, it is 1 hour flight to reach Nepalganj. Then they are taken to hotel for dinner and night stay. Nepalganj is at an altitude of 150 meters above sea level. Next morning, after having breakfast, pilgrims are taken to Nepalganj Airport to fly towards Simikot via small twin otter. It is about 1 hour flight. Travelers may face high altitude sickness, so they spend one night at Simikot, which is at an altitude of 2,910 meters above sea level. There are fine lodges and hotels for yatri or tourists. After walking for 1 hour and 30 minutes to the east from Simikot headquarters, we reach to Kharpunath temple. According to religious scripture, Skanda Puran, one can gain equal merit or punya by visiting Kharpunath temple as that of visiting Mount Kailash and Mansarovar Lake of Tibet. Next morning, after having breakfast, we move to the airport and fly in a helicopter for 25 minutes to reach Hilsa Bazaar. We can observe beautiful naked hills, slopes, steeps and Karnali River. It is a small market situated at the bank of Karnali River. Hilsa Market is situated at an elevation of 3,640 meters. There is a suspension bridge at Karnali River that divides Nepal and Tibetan part in its two opposite sides. Every day, hundreds of Kailash pilgrims travel from Simikot to Hilsa and vice versa via helicopter. We reach to Tibetan part after crossing Karnali Bridge, where our Tibetan guide and vehicle will be waiting for escorting us to Kailash Mansarovar. We are going to stay our night at a place called Taklakot, also known as Puran, that is 15 kilometers far from Hilsa and is situated at an altitude of 4,025 meters above sea level. There are fine guest houses and 4-star hotels for Kailash pilgrims. We stay for 2 nights at this place to adjust ourselves in that climate. Then we proceed towards Mansarovar Lake. Inspecting beautiful views of Rakshas Lake or Devil Lake on the way and having divine view of Kailash Parvat, we reach to Chiu Monastery nearby Mansarovar Lake at around 2 hours. Most of the Kailash pilgrims want to reach Mansarovar Lake in full moon day. It takes 2 hours from Taklakot to reach Mansarovar Lake. The lake is very beautiful. We cannot identify the other part of the lake by our bare eyes. Ducks are playing and swimming in the edge of the lake. Mansarovar Lake, also known as Brahma's Lake or Mapam Yumtso Lake, is situated at an elevation of 4,850 meters above sea level. The word Manas means mind or consciousness, and Sarovar means lake. It has held deep spiritual influence and wide religious implications among Hindus and Buddhists. Making round of the lake and taking a dip in it is believed to purge one's soul from sins and the body from sickness. This lake is so gigantic that it takes 3 full days to just go around its peripheries. Ancient Hindu scriptures indicate this lake as a must-visit place for someone who wants to attain salvation, the highest level of achievement in Hindu religion. The cascading waves of the lake in the wind look very charming. As described in Ramayana, it is said that the person who moves around the Mansarovar lake and bathes with its pure water reaches the heaven directly after death. Similarly, it is written that the person who drinks the water of this lake recognizes the Shiva Lok, the palace of Lord Shiva. Kailash Parvat is situated about 58 kilometers far in the north from Mansarovar Lake. According to Hindu traditional hearsay, it is believed that Lord Shiva and Goddess Parvati take bath each day at 2 a.m. to 4 a.m. in this lake. It is said that pilgrims who stay at this place at night, they can lively watch the god there. Mainly it is believed that people can see or visit the god Shiva and goddess Parvati at the night of full moon. This Mansarovar lake covers a very large area that is pure place. It is mentioned in Hindu religious books that all the Hindus must reach there at least once in their lifetime. Next day, in the morning, pilgrims are going to Mansarovar Lake riding on the bus or walking from the guest house or mud houses. Pilgrims are seen taking holy dip into the lake, offering water, flowers, money to the god and splashing water among each other with much joy and enthusiasm. All the pilgrims are seen meditating for Lord Shiva and reciting the names of their ancestral gods. As the weather is clear today, pilgrims are able to gaze upon the beautiful Mansarovar Lake and Kailash Parvat comfortably. After bathing at Mansarovar Lake, we return back to hotel riding on bus. Pilgrims now are heading towards Darchen, and we stop for a while in front of Chiu Monastery and observe Kailash Parvat, Mansarovar and Rakshas Lake. Rakshas Tal, Monster Lake. This lake is named on the basis of Hindu traditional story. Hindu people believe that carnivorous monsters are hiding into the dark water. On the basis of this belief, people call it Rakshas Tal and stay away from this lake, believing it as the symbol of dark and destructive power. According to traditional religious story, the water of this lake is poisonous and fatal. So, to replace the poisonous water of this lake, a tunnel was made from Mansarovar Lake. The pure water of this lake and a golden fish was sent in this lake. Late, this fish was found alive. From it, people's negative attitude towards the lake changed and they started to go nearer to it, but they still don't drink the water. According to Hindu mythology, in Treta Yuga, the monster Ravana has made Lord Shiva happy meditating in this lake. Rakshas Lake lies in the west to Mansarovar Lake. It is situated at an altitude of 4,540 meters above the sea level. In Mansarovar Lake, there are many birds, including ducks. But in Rakshas Lake, there are any birds at all. Now we are going towards Darchen. Darchen is also known as the Golden City, located at the base of Kailash Parvat. When we reach at Darchen, we directly entered into the 4-star Hotel Kailash Himalaya. We get off the coach and move towards the room and rest for some time. Today, we are preparing for Kailash circumambulation or Kora. We get into the bus and move towards Yamadwar, observing Darchen city. It takes 20 minutes for Blue Bus to reach there, as it is at the distance of only 7 kilometers. This place is also known as Tarboche. Getting off from the bus at Yamadwar, all the pilgrims are offering to Lord Shiva. Then we moved around the Yamadwar for 3 times. According to Hindu religion, this place is known as the gate of the god of death, Yamadwar. From here, physically disabled pilgrims distantly pay homage to Kailash Parvat and return home because the visit of Yamadwar is believed to get equally religious gain as they do for Kailash Parvat itself. Journey on foot begins from Yamadwar. This path, trail, is somehow busy with pilgrims, horses, local potters, yaks, and Nepali workers. The sacred religious place Kailash Parvat is located on the height of 6,714 meters above sea level. This region is supposed to be at the most pure religious place. It is supposed to be the central part of the world and origin of the world before the origin of Hinduism, Jainism and Buddhism. Kailash Parvat is glorified in the holy books like Ramayana and Mahabharata. According to the ancient Asian stories, the civilization is incomplete without the description of Kailash Parvat. Kailash Parvat is located in Tibet. Scientific research of this region is not satisfactory. Different religious groups like Shaiva, Hindu, Buddhist, Jain and Bonpo are respecting Kailash equally, though they explained it differently. In the Shaiva and Buddhist traditional literature, Kailash is described as the part of Sumeru, which is supposed to be the center of the world. It is believed to be the residence of Lord Shiva and his wife Parvati as per Hindus. Buddhists respect it in the name of Kang Rinpoche. Buddhists have accepted Kailash and Mansarovar as great natural mandala. Mandala for them is the means of respect and salvation. Jains worship as Ashtapad for this isolated peak. The founding father of this religion, Rishabdev, had got spiritual salvation in the same place. The total periphery of Mount Kailash is 53 kilometers and pilgrims should walk 38 kilometers within 3 days. As described in Hindu myth, a person who moves around the Kailash Parvat will be free from all the sins made in lifetime. If they move round the Parvat for 108 times, they directly get nirvana. It is also said that a person who moves Nandi once, he or she gets return as equal of moving around the Kailash for 13 times. We start our journey for 3 days from Yamadwar. The necessary stuffs were carried by yaks, porters and horses. Those who need horses and porters have to request Tibetan guide at least 2 days earlier for booking. Those who can't walk on their foot can visit it riding on horse as well. From Yamadwar, we go to Tading Jongkhang after 3 hours walking through the bank of Lachu River for a lunch spot. The western face of Kailash Parvat is clearly seen from here. Below the Parvat, we can see a huge stone of portrayed elephant shape, which is also called Airawat. It is believed God Indra rode on it. After 2 hours long walk, we can reach to Dirapuk. There is a Dirapuk monastery situated on the edge of Lachu River. The name of this place is given from the name of monastery itself. This monastery is located on the height of 4,900 meters above sea level. The scene of Kailash from here is like the heaven. Hundreds of pilgrims arrive at Dirapuk from Yamadwar riding on the horse or on their foot. Kailash Parvat is regarded as the form of Lord Shiva, and the water flowing from its snowy tip is worshipped as holy river Ganges or Ganga. Walking for about 3 hours steep upward, we can reach at the bottom of this holy mountain. This is called Kailash Touch Tour. It means religiously touching the feet of Lord Shiva. Shisha Pangma Guest House is on the one side of Dirapuk, which is by the side of the river Lachu flowing from Tibet, whereas Dirapuk Monastery is at another side. Mount Kailash can be observed more beautifully from the side of this monastery. Observing from Dirapuk, Mount Kailash is seen in between Mount Manjushri at the right side and Mount Bajrapani on the left side. River Ganges, originated from Mount Kailash, meets Lachu River and gets mixed into Rakshas Lake. Today, we have to go for Dolmala or Dormala Pass, 5,636 meters, and the weather is also suitable. So, after breakfast, we move towards Dolmala or Dormala Pass, following our Tibetan guide. After 1.5 hour walking from Dirapuk, we arrived at Shivasthal. Here, people can offer old clothes. The normal route for Kailash circumambulation is through Ganesh Kunda, Dolmala or Dormala, and Gauri Kunda. This scene is of Durmala Pass. This is on the height of 5,636 meters from the sea level. This is the tallest and most exciting place of our journey. People can worship here. Our pilgrims are busy in capturing photographs. In this pass, people may suffer from headache and vomiting, but it becomes normal as soon as they climb down. After walking down for 10 minutes, we can see Gaurikunda. According to one legend, Lord Shiva is believed to have taken bath together with his consort Parvati at Gaurikunda. So, it is believed as the bathing pond of Lord Shiva and Goddess Parvati. This pond seems completely iced. But when there is no snowfall, we can see clear, transparent water at Gaurikunda. Walking steep downward for about 1 hour from Durmala Pass or Dulmala Pass, we reach to Sapchidatok. Pilgrims riding horse should walk the distance from Durmala Pass to Sapchidatok, as the way is quite difficult and steep. There are 3 tiny tea shops at Sapchidatok where we relax with a sip of tea and also drink water. After resting for some time, we again move forward. The route after this is straightforward and we can also ride horse from here. 3 hours of walking takes us to Juthulpuk, that is known as the least facilitated place of this journey. This is the 2nd day of our circumambulation. On the next day, we begin to move early in the morning after having our breakfast. After walking for 3 hours, we reach to Chongdo. Our trekking ends from this place. As we can travel by vehicles from here. Unloading all our stuffs from the yak, we farewell the caretakers of yak and reach Darchen. During 3-day Kailash Parikrama or Kailash round, one can see 4 faces of Kailash Parvat, which are south face, west face, north face and east face. Pilgrims can do worship or darshan of 4 different faces of Kailash Parvat. We always try to keep our guests happy and satisfied. Therefore, we have managed for well-behaving, friendly human resource with best cooks for serving tasty food to our valuable guests. After taking our day meal, we proceed towards Mansarovar Lake. We follow the same way. We stop at Taklakot or Hilsa for a night stay. Next day, after having our breakfast, we move towards Hilsa. It is 1-hour journey of 15 kilometers. From Hilsa, 25 minutes helicopter flight takes us to Simikot, from where we get into a twin otter and fly for 1 hour to reach Nepalganj. Again, in the evening, we take flight from Nepalganj to Kathmandu, that is, of 1 hour duration. Pilgrims are transferred directly to hotel from Kathmandu Airport and next day they are taken to Tribhuvan International Airport for final departure. Some of the pilgrims also prefer to visit Janaki Temple, Manakamana and Muktinath Dham. Halesi Mahadev, and Balmiki Ashram Tour. This is how Kailash Tour via helicopter terminates. The journey of Kailash and Mansarovar is very important not only from religious point of view, it is equally significant from the perspective of tourism. The management of this journey is made by Monte Rosa Treks and Expedition Private Limited, situated in Kathmandu, Nepal. We are waiting for you to join us for such an exciting and unforgettable trip. Atithi Devo Bhava. Guest is God.